Good morning and welcome to Cruising with Cuban Red on inclusivefm.co.uk. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning of Friday, the first Friday of the new month of June 2016, and it's a windy Friday. They say it's about 13 degrees out there, but it's very, very windy and it's a bit muggy. So if you're going out, wrap up well. But I hope you're not, because for the next hour, I hope that you're going to be tuned into Cruising with Cuban Red, yeah? And we have in the background playing a CD that I got from my son, actually. He was driving me somewhere. He put this CD on in the car, and all I could say was, tune! Where you getting that from? Tune! He's not even a real reggae freak. Do you know what I mean? And I said, can I have that, please? No. Please, can I? No. Forgot all about it. As I'm stepping out of the car, he gives me the CD. So I'm going to share it with all of you today out there in inclusive FM land. So easy, cruisers. Oh, we got an easy Cuban Red. I hope you're saying it out there too. Thank you to Richard, my trusty technician, setting us up and starting us off this morning. So, in the background, you can hear just the first song. That's fine. We're going to kind of just keep it playing until I find one that I pick out of it. Yeah, can't do without you hearing that tune, okay? Not even sure who the artists are. Does it matter? Not really, but I will find out for you if you want to know. So if you do, write me in at cuban.red@inclusivefm.co.uk. And just to say, out there in where? Mauritius, Jamaica, Holland, Israel, morning Simca, or afternoon, whatever time it is out there, and all over England, to the south, to the west, to the east, to the north, North London, Enfield, Edmonton. I want to say a really, really, really good morning and welcome to Cruising with Cuban Red this morning. I think we're going to listen to track number 2 just to kick us off, yeah? So can you put it on track number 2 of this one for me, Richard, please? Because it's just, the whole thing is just amazing, yeah? But this is a really cool track. So, turn it up for me. Tuned.
Yeah.
Bounce, bounce, bounce.
I've never heard a cage bird sing. There's a time and a place for everything. Whoa, 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 whoa. And do you believe in the joy it brings when your eyes are open and you can see everything that's around you? Separating friends from foes, taking dangerous blows, learning from life as you grow. Yo, do you believe me? And whatever rough it may seem, it is not a far-fetched dream, and I know dreadlock will be coming in, and whatever rough it may seem, it is not a far-fetched dream, and I know blessings will be flowing like a stream. Have you ever heard a cage bird sing? There's a time and a place for everything, yeah. Do you believe me? Yeah. Just open up your eyes and look within. take a look within. There's a time and a place for everything, yo. Do you hear me? This one call you. Time and a place. So you travel already down this way in a ace. So try not get your money and go free no base. So watch when you watch and we walk around with it in your way. So now man out and run when you think you in a ace. So kill you and go hide your body and all the fat trace. So listen to you bad and the rhythm with me taste. Who know what hear me just sing it in me face. Let me see. There's a time and a place. For everything.
Oh yeah. Oh
If you
yeah.
don't know, when I, the son of the king, just you take a look within. Cause there's a time and a place for everything.
Everything. Tune. Did you enjoy that out there? Were you jumping around? You're going to hear some more like that. It's going to be playing in the background, and I'm going to just pick out some ones that like jump out at me and say, no, the cruisers need to hear that one. So, cruisers out there in inclusive FM land, we have a few things to share with you this morning. There should actually have been a guest on the show, Michael Pels. I've just got a message through to him, from him. I'm going to put my glasses on. Probably keep them on for the rest because I'm going to do some reading this morning. Be prepared. Get your coffee or your tea or your lemon and ginger or mint and get ready to listen. For now, Michael sends huge apologies. Yeah, he actually hurt his ankle a couple of weeks ago and it's been giving him the jip. Yeah, but he was still going to try and make it here this morning, but he just couldn't be with us. So it is National Carers Week coming up during the next week, and that's why he was going to be here. He's going to be telling us all about the things that are happening. But do you know what? I'll just make a plug for that now. National Carers Week. We had Bishop Ngoma Silva on the show with us last week, and he himself is a carer, along with others of his family, looking after a member of his family that needs caring. And you know what? There are many, as we said, out there in the community doing this. It is National Carers Week coming up. Michael Pels is an advocate for carers. So all of you out there, if there's some way that you need to connect information you need, then go online, go to the library. There's things happening all over nationally this week, all right? So yeah, hope you get well soon, get that ankle better, and I'm sure you'll be in the studio with us again. So thank you very much for the message, much appreciate that. Okay, excellente. And I just had like a little stick waved at me in the background because actually Richard has prepared the last show that you did for us. So yes, it's coming. Yeah, it's definitely going to reach you. All right, excellent. This morning, I would like to share with you some pieces that I found when I was going through some boxes and some files that I'm kind of sorting through at the moment to put in a kind of order. And I'd like to share a particular one of them, which encloses 3 incidents that actually was the background for Collateral Insanity, the last play that I wrote, the one that was on at the Dugdale for a callback demand performance that is on April and September. It was a great play, and this was some of the background to it. But before I do, just like to say, if you can turn the music down just a teeny bit for me. I bring you words of power, words of wisdom, raw words, big words, small words, sad words, words of passion, words of praise. I raise my arms in reverence to the ancient word of days, words of woman, man and child, wild words, words of anger, words of pain, words of wind, earth, sun and rain, words of joy and words of healing. Words revealing concealed feelings. These words I offer up to you, and 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 all of you out there in Inclusive FM land, because you are listening to Cruising with Cuban Red. Thank you very much for tuning in. Okay, I'm going to read that piece for you. Does it have a name, I ask myself? Not really. If it did, I suppose it would be something like imagine. Just imagine. We can imagine all sorts of good things, and there's all sorts of bad. But if there's the bad, there is the good, because the balance in this world exists. And I believe that the balance, the positive, the good shall always overcome. So you've got to hear a little bit of the bad to know when the good is actually taking place. Yeah? Okay. In fact, if we could just turn that right down for me at the minute, if that's okay. Richard, thank you very much. Okay. Once upon a past time, a long while ago it now seems, she arrived. She arrived from a hot country to a cold, grey country. She travelled alone. She arrived alone. She does not remember the years she spent without her mother and father in the hot country, does not remember that they were not there. She does not remember the funny stories that people tell of her during that time, though she laughs along with the best and the rest of them. She does not remember anything for a long time. Perhaps that's why she had to have the pain, so that she would remember and reconnect to her purpose and live within her body. Perhaps her body had to first bear the scars so that her memory would never fade in later life, when she was going to need something visible to remind her that she could do it, whatever it was, because she had done it before. She had broken the cycle and she had survived. But so many people talk about surviving these days. Perhaps she was making it all up, and globus hystericus, closed throat lumps that almost caused her to stop breathing every time she dared to go near the memories, were all in her imagination. If that's the case, then let us share some imagination together. Let us imagine only 3 incidents out of a lifetime of possible imaginings. She was afraid to go home. She knew that she should not have gone out in the first place. She wasn't really allowed, but she was a 16-year-old girl and all her friends were going out. She wasn't allowed. There were a lot of things she wasn't allowed to do, like going out with boys, for instance, but yet still her mum went on at her. "You whore, you prostitute, get out of my house." "No, stay, I love you." No wonder she was confused. She was actually quite a late developer for the time she grew up in, i.e. the swinging 60s and the acid rock 70s, because she, out of all of her friends, had not had sex at the age of 17. But that didn't stop her mum from calling her a dirty little bitch, though. Prostitute, though. So, she was afraid to go home, knowing that even though words were not supposed to hurt you, she didn't want to be called those names, or worse. And worse it was. For when she stepped through the door, her mum flew at her with the sharpest pair of dressmaking scissors she had. She used to be an ace dressmaker in her time, her mum. "I'll teach you to disobey me, you damn dirty little whore." The scissors flashed, snip, snip. The scissors cut, slash, slash. Through her new purple midi coat that was all the rage then, through her high-waisted calf-length blue button-down the front midi skirt, which she loved, through the tank top, and through her black bra, which was protecting her 36C young breasts. Snip, snip, slash, slash, the scissors flashed, the scissors cut. Why am I not bleeding? But before that thought could form in her young, terrified mind, which was now in a state of flight or fight, she saw her mother turn, go to the kitchen, heard the drawers rattling around, and then watched in slow motion as her mother returned, arrived, raised her hand, and arm pulled back, knife in hand, arm release, hand release, knife hurtling towards, knife hurtling towards, knife hurtling towards, duck. Why am I not bleeding? Why am I still alive? I should be dead. I never knew I could move that fast. Number 2. Let us imagine a 17-year-old cowering in the corner beside a bed with a very expensive bedspread on. You know, one of those that look like velvet with all those patterns and pictures on. You know, like the old Rubens paintings. Well, just imagine her in a fetal position, but not lying down. Her back was against the wall and her feet planted on the floor in a kind of folded in on itself squat, the position she had been in for the last hour, the hour of her ordeal. She kept saying, "No, Mummy, please, Mummy, no, it wasn't me, Mummy, no, Mummy, please, Mummy, no, it wasn't me." But her mother just kept beating her with a stiletto-heeled shoe held in tight grip of fist, hand pumps up and down, stiletto point, contact, contact, contact. Wire hanger takes over. "Tell me the truth. It was you, wasn't it?" "No, Mummy, please, Mummy, no, it wasn't me, Mummy, no, Mummy, please, Mummy, no, it wasn't me, Mummy." Wire hanger whips across face, shoulders, tender lips, face, shoulders, breast, face, 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 stiletto heels, threatens. "Yes, Mummy, yes, Mummy. Stop, Mummy, please, Mummy, yes, Mummy, yes, Mummy, yes, Mummy, it was me, Mummy, yes, Mummy, yes, Mummy." To this day, she hates being accused of something that she did not do and will fight to the death rather than let herself be falsely accused. Any imagining space left? Maybe just for one more? Are you okay out there in inclusive FM land? Are you sitting down? Yeah? Well, sit down for this last one, yeah? Richard's sitting down. You know what? You've got to overcome. You've got to laugh. Otherwise, you're in the corner screaming. Yeah. So I'm hoping that someone somewhere out there is gaining some kind of "I shall go forward," because if she can survive, I can survive too. Imagine this. Speak the truth and speak it ever, cost it what it will. He who hides the wrong he done does the wrong thing still. Accompanying each word was a lash, water rubber soaked tire to make it heavier. She had thrown it away once, but her brother, who never stuck around for beatings anyway, had brought it back. She had hated her brother for a long time because of that. Do you know what kind of marks water rubber soaked tire leaves on a 12-year-old's skin. Skin crying out for protection. Skin crying out for a tender touch. Skin crying out for any kind of contact except whoosh, water, rubber-soaked tire on 12-year-old skin. It leaves the skin purple, and that's some going, seeing as how the skin was ebony brown to begin with. After purple, various colours fight for preeminence where rubber met skin. The skin begins to swell, blotched, mottled, twice the size it should be. It looks as if you pricked it with a pin. It would just start to spurt rivulets of wailing, watery pain. Both hands were in this condition when she went to school that day, for with every word, speak the truth and speak it ever, cost it what it will. He who hides the wrong he done does the wrong thing still. With every word, her mother made her change the hand to be in contact with the rubber. I said to hold out your hand. Whoosh! Hold it out. The other one. One. And it didn't stop for a long time. And she didn't cry. Only learning and understanding later how much not crying had incensed her mother. When the teachers asked her what had happened to her hand, she said that she'd fallen over, and that's why it was so swollen. The teachers sent her to the hospital. The teachers must have been stupid. She only lived down the road. How could she have done that to herself between leaving the house and arriving at school? I guess they had a great imagination, just like you and me. Cruisers, did I really inflict that on you this morning? Yeah, you know what? I heard some stories this morning. Thank you, Richard. Thank you for the music. I heard some stories about things that are happening in gangland out in America. And we know that whatever happens out in America comes back to England in, used to be 10 years, then it went to 5, then it was 2. I suspect it's getting shorter and shorter. And what happens is that the negative is being put out about guns, about the lifestyle, about money, about what to do and what not to do. And I sat listening to these stories and thinking, what is it that makes people, young people, anybody, male, female, want to actually go out there and do things like this? And then I remembered these stories, these imaginings that, whether you want to feel that they're real imaginings or am I just a fabulous writer, that is up to you out there this morning. But if things like that can twist and turn human beings' minds and emotions and feelings, it's no wonder that things like the gang world, or talk about the transatlantic trade slavery that's going on at the moment, or talk about the poverty in the world, or talk about the corrupt politicians, or talk about whatever is making this world out of balance, whether it starts small in the family with a little human being in the corner being stilettoed and whipped, or whether it's the politician in their large house making the rules that they don't live by. There needs to be a balance. Because you know what? It can be different. It can be a glorious world that we live in. But we all need to be that change. And we can. I did. I know others that have. we can be that change that makes the difference. So that even when imaginings, like I've just read to you, even when things are happening over in Chicago, or things are happening in England or Syria or wherever it is, we can make a difference and change that balance, yeah? To make it a better world. The cycle does not need to continue. Do you believe me out there in Inclusive FM land? You are, and you know it this morning, don't you? You are cruising with Cuban Red on inclusivefm.co.uk. Thank you so much for tuning in. Big up to all the other presenters. It's lovely sitting here. I enjoy every week. But you do have to prepare. You do have to think, what am I going to give you this morning? So I hope that this morning, out there cruisers, that you are hearing and digesting. And you haven't turned off. No, don't turn off. Okay, we have some good things coming up for you. And we're going to hear number 7, I think, on this track, yeah? Do I know what it's called? No, I don't. As I said, I don't know the artist. I just love the tunes. Cruising. And let's turn it up.
You know it's sneak alongside I Mesa.
This is number 7. Number 7? Oh, yes. That's the one. Yeah. Things getting rough, getting tough. Whoop, whoop. Hey. Oh.
But they won't get me with a bigger policy, even though times get rough. Not enough loving, caring, sharing in these crazy times. I don't mix up with them cause they are bad minds. Stop your feelings free, one day you meet your guy. You pay for your crimes. In the city right now, maybe no bad man put your guns down. It cannot be okay, not as a bad man put your guns away. In the city right now, maybe no bad man put your guns down. It cannot be okay, not as a bad man put your guns away. We love taking my security, tell them that's for surety. Need a clean heart, hands full of purity. Still love taking my security, tell them that's for surety. Need a clean heart, hands full of purity. So much fight and quarrel, nothing no gun barrel. Hey, let's think about love. Them that's putting and fighting. We know it's not the right thing. Hey, tell me what's up. Hey, is there a way to solve this problem? Let's save our little children. Hey, feed them with the pieces and up. Hey, oh, them a galang and a band so. Hey, me don't know if them band so. Hey, Rasta show them love. Hey,
Get rough.
in the city right now, you know bad man put your guns them down. It cannot be okay, not as the bad man put your guns away. In the city right now, maybe no bad man put your guns down. It cannot be okay, not as the bad man put your guns away. They don't wanna listen to my words, cause I might reach them.
Yeah.
No, they don't wanna listen to my
Yeah.
words, cause I might teach them.
Yeah.
All they wanna do is try to break my nerve, but I won't let them. All they wanna do is try to break my nerve, but I can defend myself. So come, judge your children, make we rise. Watch out when you step in, not for them a wolf in disguise. Come, judge your children, make we rise. Not gonna let them stop us in these rough times. Times that get rough. In the city right now, many no bad man put your guns down. It cannot be okay, not as the bad man putting guns away. In the city right now, maybe no bad man put your guns down. It cannot be okay.
You are cruising with Cuban Red on inclusivefm.co.uk, Friday the 3rd of June 2016. Thank you for tuning in and for having your listening ears on. A couple of adverts coming up, yeah? Silver brought this in last week, but we never got round to reading it. It's Our Future, Let's Own It. Make sure you're registered to vote in the European referendum on the 23rd of June. I think you've got till the 7th to register, if I'm right here. Yes, till the 7th of June, which is 4 days. And if you go to turnup.org.uk, you can get involved in the campaign. Now, I'm not telling you to go and vote, but I'm telling you the opportunity is there if you want to. Don't be saying things after the vote's been taken up, because actually if you didn't go and vote, then you really haven't got a leg to stand on. I think, unless you're making an actual point of not voting because you don't think that anybody's going to make it any better anyway. But it's a bit sad really, that, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. But anyway, it's up to you. As they say on Big Brother, the choice is yours. You decide. Okay, but don't say that you didn't know. You've only got a few more days to actually go and register, all right? So try and do that if you do want to vote. Okay, there's a club that runs in Edmonton, Enfield, called the Delicious Cookery Club, yeah? And they're having a charity dinner in aid of Ethiopia, which is ladies only, actually. Sorry, men, you can't come this time. It's £15, various homemade international dishes, speaker from the Delicious Cookery Club, presentation from Time to Help, henna tattooing available, raffle and prizes, light entertainment. Actually, I don't know if I like that. I'm actually part of the entertainment. I'm going to be doing some poetry there for that evening, yeah? Light entertainment. Would you call me light cruisers? Who knows? Maybe sometimes I am, and I can be, because it's about balance, isn't it? Yes. So do go along. It's Friday, it's tonight, 3rd of June. It's at the Southgate Club, 79 Crown Lane, London, N14. 5 Like I said, it's in aid of Ethiopia. All that's made will actually go towards that. I think there's something being built. They've already built a school out there, if I understand rightly, and they're going to provide more. Don't forget, Signpost is always welcoming you on a Thursday between 6:30 and 7:30 p.m. inside or outside the Labour Hall if it's warm. That's Broadhouse, 205 4th Street, Edmonton, N18 2TZ, where everyone is welcome to join for a free meal. Woohoo! Don't forget the Lamb Festival coming up. I'll tell you more about that in the weeks to come. That's between the 18th to the 26th of June, and that's at All Saints Church on Church Street, but more about that later. And a little bit later, I'm going to be telling you about the People's Festival, yeah, which is going to be coming up very shortly. I'll give you all the details after this piece of music. I'm going to ask Richard to change the album for me. We're going to listen to a track from Tanya Stephens. Now, normally when I play Tanya Stephens, you hear the track called What a Day, yeah? But she does have some other tracks on that CD that are really cool. Some of them I wouldn't play to you over air because, you know, there's a time for everything. Okay. But on the track, there are a few that I'd like to share with you, and this is one of them. Track number 2, Tanya Stephens. And she's talking about why have the times changed so much when the musicians give you, what do they give you for the money's worth? Bring it back in the day where you got lyrics, you got tune, you got it all put together, and they could stop and say hello and didn't think they were too big for it, yeah? So let's have a listen. Tanya Stephens, back in the day.
Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite you on a journey. I sincerely hope you're in the mood to travel right now, cause We're going back in time. Are you ready? Oh, I must say, yo, I wanna take you way back to when a girl on a mic's foot wasn't determined by the length of her skirt. I'm being way back to creativity before MTV, before BET. I'm being way back before recycling shit. When the props that you got was for your writing and shit. Let's rewind before the hype when it used to be low key. To be a singer, you had to actually know key. I mean way back to before people made a job of seeing who's back and impersonating Bob. I'm being way back to when you sweat blood on every line. To get one good song didn't cost $16.99. To be considered cheap, you had to actually say stuff. And if it wasn't good, the jockeys didn't play stuff. I mean way, way, Marvin Gaye, way back. And I pray that you will come with me. Let us journey past the melody. Give us room to exercise our mind. Take me to another place, another shine, better hooks, better rhymes, stronger lyrics every line. You could even press rewind. Come with me. Let us journey past the fantasy. Give us room to exercise our mind. Take it to another place, another shine, better hooks, better rhymes, stronger lyrics every line. You could even press rewind. Well, it's ironic that the chronic that I smoke got me singing shit that's bionic. Every note that it's affecting my judgment is what some people would hope, but I'm not tripping. I'm on a journey, come along now, let's float. I used to be excited going to the record store, but these days I stay pacing the floor. Somebody please take me back to when the artists were poor, 'cause when they failed and they gave us so much more. Let's take it back to a barroom, cloud microphone, Smokey Robinson, Nina Simone. James Brown was still occupying a throne when the songs weren't sold off videos alone. Way back to when a star attitude wasn't defined by somebody being rude. To when it was a pleasure, definitely not a task to redefine with a smile and sign a damn autograph for me. Way back to before you used to drive a Maybach. You dreamt about a mill but never made that. When you made some shit that we could play back. Whoa, I mean way back to a whole other time. Further back than your granddad's hairline. I mean way back. Won't you say that you will come with me? Let us journey past the melody. Give us room to exercise our mind. Take me to another place, another shine, better hooks, better rhymes, stronger lyrics every line. You could even press rewind. Come with me. Let us journey past the fantasy. Give us room to exercise our minds. Take me to another place, another shine, better hooks, better rhymes, stronger lyrics every line. You can even press rewind. And it came to pass in the glorious days of charts that the music held, and we danced to it and threw a party, but in our hearts we knew the musicians failed. And then came along brothers Napster and Ainsta, and though they were definitely wrong, I think it's worse to be forced to buy a whole bullshit album just to get that one good song. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Come with me. Let us journey past the melody. Give us room to exercise our minds. Take it to another place, another shine, better hooks, better rhymes, stronger lyrics every line. You could even press rewind. Come with me. Let us journey past the fantasy. Give us room to exercise our minds. Take it to another place, another shine, better hooks, better rhymes, stronger lyrics every line. You could even press rewind.
Tanya Stevens, another place, another time. You can even press rewind, wanting to go way back when the artists weren't rude and you got a song that you could sing forever. That still sound fresh like today, yeah? Thank you, Tanya Stevens, great singer-songwriter. I'd like to, actually, you know what I'd like to do right now? We haven't done this for a long time. I'd like to share where a cliche and expression came from with you, yeah? Not a competition, I just want to share it. So I'm letting you off because it's the first one for a long time. Letting you off, Richard. You don't have to guess. Okay, so cliche expression. See if you can think what this expression may be. I think Richard might even say something. He may do. Let's see. So, long ago, scores in competitive events were counted by notching a mark of sticks of wood called tallies. This phrase was often attributed to the team that scored a point in the dying moments of a game. So I'm looking for a phrase that's attributed to points scored in the dying moments of a game. And the way these points were counted was by nicking a mark. Oh, I just gave you a clue then. Cruisers, you just got a clue. Nicking a mark on a stick. What do you think that could be? In the dying moments, in the last moments, in the nick of time. I think Richard got it. He did. Did you get it out there? Pardon, what was that, Richard? Just about? Simultaneously. Oh, I like that. Great word, that. Simultaneously. That actually means, that talks about karma, that does, but we're not going to go there right now. Definitely not going there right now. So that was great, wasn't it? It's really good to know where these phrases come from. In the nick of time. Because in the old days, they used to like count scores by nicking on a wood. And at the last minute, the last nick, in the nick of time. I think that's fabulous. Yes, another piece of useless information that will no doubt come in useful. It's amazing how these things do in some strange synchronitic type of way, if that's a word. Okay, all right then. We have a little bit of time left. I'm going to ask Richard, a poem of mine, somebody else's, or some Maya Angelou. What should we do? Some Maya Angelou. Yeah? Okay, cool. I think so too. You are cruising with Cuban Red on inclusivefm.co.uk. Thank you for tuning in. Let's listen to some Maya, I will read it for you, from her book Rainbow in the Cloud, The Wit and Wisdom of Maya Angelou. And I've chosen from Community this morning, Community and Culture. If I remember rightly, yeah, Community and beautiful picture of Maya Angelou lying on her bed. I don't think you can see it. Can you? Oh, look, yes, you can. Oh, Maya Angelou, gorgeous, gorgeous woman. And though she be in the latency, she was so present when she was on earth that she lingers in so many people's hearts. And obviously, she's written so much good works that there's always something to choose from to read from her. Community and Culture. The onus is upon us all to work to improve the human condition. Perform good deeds, for that is truly the way to battle the forces of entropy that are at work in the world. The composite of all our efforts can have an effect. Good done anywhere is good done everywhere. I like that. I think I'd like to read one more from Community and Culture for you. Maya says, together we may be able to plan a less painful future. Separate, we can only anticipate further ruptures and deeper loneliness. Oh, let's get it together, peeps. Yeah, come on, cruisers out there in inclusive FM land and wherever you are and wherever you're going. Let's get it together. We want to plan a less painful future. She's talking about community and culture. We're all of a culture. We're all in a community of whatever sort. Some of us are in crisscross communities, you know. Let's plan a less painful one. We don't want to be separate, do we? You decide. Okay, I think that was a really good choice, Richard. Thank you. That felt really good to read. And I'm going to read a poem for you from a book, 10 Poems to Change Your Life by Roger Houston, yeah? And it's a poem I have read before, but I just felt like reading it this morning because I think that we're in a bit of a strange time. If you're on my Facebook, oh yeah, hi Facebook listeners, thank you very much for your comments. Read the show last week, that was really good. Thank you very much. If you have been reading my Facebook page, you will know that from the beginning of the year, I've been talking about the wave. Yeah? The wave of change, the shift that is happening. And I'm not the only one talking about it. It's universal. It really is. And I mean that word. It's not just a throwaway word. And what is it that starts you on the wave or the shift or the transformation, the change? Because it's happening. It's, you know, whether you believe it, whether you agree with it, whether you want it, it's happening. It's the way the world is at the moment. And because of that, it affects relationships, jobs, politics, everything. But there is a point where you recognise that I am on this transformational journey. Oh yes, I sense that shift. Oh yes, I am going to ride that wave, yeah? There is a point where you start on that journey. And the name of this poem is The Journey by Mary Oliver. And I love it. And it says, one day you finally knew what you had to do and began. Though the voices around you kept shouting their bad advice, though the whole house began to tremble and you felt the old tug at your ankles, mend my life, each voice cried. But you didn't stop. You knew what you had to do, though the wind pried with its stiff fingers at the very foundations, though the melancholy was terrible. It was already late enough, and a wild night, and the road full of fallen branches and stones. But little by little, as you left their voices behind, the stars began to burn through the sheets of clouds, and there was a new voice which you slowly recognised as your own, that kept you company as you strode deeper and deeper into the world. The only thing you could do, determined to do, the only thing you could do, determined to save, the only life that you could save. Wow. Thank you, Mary Oliver. Every time I read that, I get something more from it. We are responsible ultimately only for ourselves. Does that mean that we live to ourselves? Does that mean community and culture is just about me, myself and I? No, but ultimately we don't live in a place of blame, in a place of victim, in a place of fault, because actually we are responsible for whatever happens in our lives. That's so hard, isn't it? I think that's a really hard thing to actually digest, because you mean to tell me all the things that happened in my life I'm responsible for? Well, actually, I think as a child, no. I think a child comes into the world and should be protected, should be cared for, should be loved, yeah, and nurtured until that child reaches an age where it can deal for itself. After that, yeah, it's responsible. And even during that time, responsible to a point, yeah? But after that, we have to take that responsibility, start that journey, make that decision. We decide for ourselves, yeah? Love that poem. I really do. And I'm glad that I can sense that shift, see that transformation. I'm grateful for actually, you know what, let me take some time for real. Really grateful for all the people that are around me, that are inspirational, that inspire me, that send a word of comfort, send a word of encouragement. You know, it comes in many ways. My family, my children, comes through Facebook, through Messenger, comes through people that I've met along the way, through colleagues, appreciating or constructively offering criticism for what I do. And I am just grateful to the people who love my poetry. Yes, thank you so much for your support. And I guess, you know, grateful for Inclusive FM for enabling me to have this voice, this platform to share this voice that goes out all over the world. And I know that some are listening. Hank, I never forgot you. Toy, toy, toy. Yes, it's going to be in the archives from next week. They will all be in the archives, all right? So thank you to everybody out there that's so supportive. Who knows if I will ever meet you? Who knows if you will ever hear my voice again? But at this moment in time, I just want to say, keep on keeping on. Keep on being the change that you want to see. Keep on listening to Cruising with Cuban Red on inclusivefm.co.uk. And I think we're going to hear one more track to close us out this morning. And number 17 seems to be saying play me. I wonder what it is. It's such a good album that they're all really good tracks. Some, like I said, there's a time and a place for everything. So some I wouldn't play on air as such, but let's hope this track is not one of those ones. Number 17 could be Holiday Inn. If it's Holiday Inn, I might let it run. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! It's Holiday Inn. We're gonna play it. Holiday Inn.
This is the first time ever I'm cheating on the woman that I love. I have never ever done anything this crazy. I swear to the stars above. This woman showed me something, yeah, that no man alive could resist. I told her about my woman, she insists. Ooh yeah, the shopping like it's hot in a Holiday Inn, yeah. I paid for everything we got in a Holiday Inn. She asked for a single room with a double in a Holiday Inn, yeah. I paid for the triple in the morning in a Holiday Inn. Hot, 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 hot in a Holiday Inn. Hot, 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 red hot in a Holiday Inn. She had me left my baby a message that work is not yet done. She said for making that sacrifice, my reward will be the fun. A whole night of sacrifice, working nights and slow, rolling the hips, shaking the tits, makes the red-head rooster crow. Just a shopping like it's hot in a Holiday Inn, yeah. I paid for everything we got in a Holiday Inn. She baked me a single, face a double in a
worky and jerky and big married hard. Bouncing like a ball, and me name she a call. Big married hard. You should have seen her how she hard. In a Holiday Inn, I beg for everything we got. In a Holiday Inn, she beg for a single, beg for a double. In a Holiday Inn, yeah. Worries with the people in the morning. In a Holiday Inn, rolling the hips, shaking the tits, bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. How could I resist a lady like this? Bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. Rolling the hips, shaking the tits, bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. How could I resist a lady like this? Bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. She just a drop it like it's hot. In a Holiday Inn, yeah. I pay for everything we got.
Woo! In a Holiday Inn. Have you been to a Holiday Inn? Was that story about you? OM goodness. I think that's a great track. If love the rhythm, love to ride that rhythm. But you know what? I have to say, I don't agree with cheating on your girlfriend or your boyfriend. I don't agree with it, but I know it happens. And, you know, everybody makes mistakes. Or they do it because they want to. Yeah, so whatever happened between you and whoever in Holiday Inn, that's between you and the Holiday Inn, okay? All right. Oh, I think we've come to the end of the show. How did that go so fast? That's the whole hour, cruisers. Did you have a good time? Did you enjoy the show? Was that a yes? And a yes? And a yes? And of course we did, Cuban, because we are your cruisers. And we are cruising with you. Cuban Red on inclusivefm.co.uk. Before we go, I'm just going to tell you about the People's Festival, yeah? And probably close out with Tanya, actually, our normal close-out track, if that's okay. Let's find the People's Festival. Here we go. Bring that up. It's one of the festivals in Enfield, Ponders End, I think it is based at, and it is for the Queen's 90th birthday. Yeah, Saturday the 11th of June 2016, 12 noon to 6 p.m. at Ponders End Park, EN3 4EY, the People's Festival, yeah? And just a little bit more detailed information. Music will be supplied by the Ebony Showcase Sound System. And Tony from Supreme Radio, Mr. B, DJ Omar, DJ Lady Bima, DJ Shocker, and Groove Merchant. Sounds like a gas, it really does. So do go along on the Saturday the 11th of June 2016, this year, coming up very soon, 12 noon to 6 p.m. So that's the People's Festival. I'll probably tell you a little bit more about it next week to celebrate the Queen's 90th birthday. Do go along if you can, should be a gas. There's quite a few things actually going on around that date, okay? I'm going to share last poem, round off the morning. Thank you so much. And then we're going to hear Tanya to play us out. So, I brought you words of power, words of wisdom, raw words, big words, small words, sad words. Words of passion, words of praise. I raise my arms in reverence to the ancient word of days. Words of woman, man, child, wild words. Words of anger, words of pain, words of wind, earth, sun, and rain, words of joy and words of healing, words revealing concealed feelings. These words I've offered up to you and all of you, and I say thank you for listening and looking forward to that day, because what a day it will be when we all come together and ride that wave and shift that shift and transform our world into a better place. Easy cruises! You have been cruising with Cuban Red. Here you go. Bye.
What a day.
What a day. What a day.
What a day. Oh. Say what a day, what a day. Oh. Yeah. I'm tired of the hunger I see on people's faces. Tired of the animosity between the races. Tired of corruption in high and low places. And bricks with money but no social graces. Tired of being judged for the style in my hair. And the music that I listen and the clothes that I wear. I'm tired of life and death being sold as a pair. And politicians who keep saying they care, but maybe hoping for a change is a dream. And maybe life ain't as bad as it seems. But if dreaming is the best I can do, then I'll be dreaming my whole life through. Oh, what a day when war becomes a thing of the past and peace. We will have it at last, and life is finally worth its cost. And whoa, 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 what a day when men finally live what they teach. And love ain't just a concept we preach. And blood no longer runs in the streets. Whoa, 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 what a day. Tired of leaving church feeling like I just been robbed. 2 hours of rambling, not much mention of God. The richest man's the only one who does not have a job. A bunch of righteous freaks extorting worse than a mob, y'all. Tired of baby mama, tired of baby daddy, chilling in the spot where the parents should be. Teenage mother saying leave my business alone. In 20 years a kid could be robbing my home. But I got a vision of a whole other plane, where the spiritual can flourish again. I'm just waiting for the fire to rain, burn down everything and start clean. What a day when war becomes a thing of the past and peace. We will have it at last, and life is finally worth its cost. And whoa, 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 what a day when men finally live what they teach. And love ain't just a concept we preach. And blood no longer runs in the streets. And whoa, 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 what a day. Ooh, what a day. Oh, what a day. What a day, what a day, what a day. Ooh, oh, maybe hoping for a change is a dream. Maybe life ain't as bad as it seems. But if dreaming is the best I can do, then I'll be dreaming my whole life through. Oh, what a day when war becomes a thing of the past and peace. We will have it at last, and life is finally worth its cost. And whoa, whoa.